What if I told you, somewhere out there right now, someone is living inside a van that costs more than most people's houses? Quick cuts, LED lights glowing at night, solar panels charging under sunlight, Tesla-style touchscreen booting up, coffee pouring into a ceramic mug, massive bed folding out automatically, rain hitting panoramic windows, van driving through a desert highway, owner editing videos beside a lake. No mortgage, no rent, no being stuck in one city for the next 30 years. Just freedom. This is a fully customized, luxury Tesla-inspired Sprinter van worth over $150,000. And somehow, this tiny space on wheels has become one of the most viral camper builds on the internet. Today we're going to explore every single detail, the hidden technology, the insane battery system, the luxury features. At first glance, it just looks like another luxury van, but once those doors open, everything changes. Look at this. Wood panel ceilings, ambient lighting everywhere, custom cabinetry, a queen-size bed, a full kitchen, a hot shower, even Starlink internet. This is basically a futuristic apartment disguised as a vehicle. And the craziest part? The owner says they actually spend less money living in this van than they did renting an apartment in the city. I used to work non-stop just to pay rent. Now I wake up beside mountains, lakes, forests, wherever I want. That's the dream that's pulling millions of people toward van life right now. For years, people believed success meant buying bigger houses, collecting more stuff, staying in one place forever. But now, a lot of people are starting to ask a different question. What if freedom matters more than square footage? Imagine waking up to ocean waves one morning, mountain snow the next, and desert sunsets a few days later. No alarms, no traffic, no neighbors screaming through apartment walls, just complete control over your own life. But this isn't just some normal camper build. This thing was designed to feel like the future. Everything inside is smart, everything inside is automated, and almost everything runs off a massive Tesla-inspired power system hidden underneath the van itself. That means air conditioning, heating, lights, computers, kitchen appliances, all powered completely off-grid. No campsite required, no noisy generators, no traditional RV setup. This thing is basically a luxury electric home on wheels. But before we show you the full tour, you need to understand why this van is causing so much debate online. Because some people think this is the smartest way to live in the modern world, and others think spending $150,000 on a van is completely insane. So today, we're finding out the truth. Is this the ultimate freedom machine, or just an overpriced social media trend? All right, now it's finally time to explore what makes this one of the most advanced camper vans ever built. The first thing you notice when you step inside is that it doesn't feel like a vehicle. It feels like a luxury apartment. Everything is clean, everything is modern, everything has a purpose. Let's start with the kitchen because honestly, this setup is insane. Most camper vans have tiny cramped kitchens where cooking feels impossible. This one feels like a real home kitchen. You've got a full induction stove, deep stainless steel sink, custom cabinetry, hidden spice racks, refrigerator, microwave, and enough storage to live on the road full-time. We wanted something that didn't feel temporary. We wanted a space where you could actually live comfortably every single day. And honestly, they nailed it. Now this is where the engineering gets crazy. Storage in van life is everything. If you don't have enough storage, the entire space becomes stressful almost immediately. But these builders used literally every inch possible, under the floor, inside the walls, under the seating, above the cabinets. There are hidden compartments everywhere. And now, the bedroom. This is one of the biggest reasons people online became obsessed with this build. That is a real queen-size memory foam mattress inside a van. Not some tiny folding couch, not a cramped sleeping area, a real bed. And somehow, it still feels spacious because of the smart layout and lighting design. You've got overhead cabinets, reading lights, charging stations, and panoramic windows. Imagine falling asleep during a thunderstorm parked beside a mountain lake. Now let's talk about something most people never expect to see inside a camper van. A full bathroom, hot water shower, ventilation system, hidden toilet, waterproof walls, storage compartments, even surprisingly good lighting. This feels more luxurious than some apartments. But now, it's time for the real star of the show, the Tesla-inspired power system. This entire van runs on a massive lithium battery bank inspired by Tesla energy technology, meaning this thing can power everything. And the craziest thing, it's completely off-grid. And then there's this, Starlink Internet, which basically changes the entire van life game forever. You can upload YouTube videos, take Zoom meetings, or work remotely from anywhere on Earth. You're not just buying transportation, you're buying flexibility, freedom, adventure, and surprisingly, driving this thing feels smooth, powerful, and quiet. But now comes the question everyone is thinking. How much does all of this really cost? The answer is shocking. All right, let's talk money. Because building a luxury Tesla-style Sprinter van isn't cheap. First, you need the van itself. A brand new Mercedes Sprinter can easily cost between $60,000 and $90,000, depending on configuration. Now add the custom conversion, and this is where things get expensive. Custom cabinetry, electrical systems, Tesla battery technology, and solar panels. Plumbing, heating, air conditioning, luxury finishes, and labor costs. That alone can add another $50,000 to $100,000. Here's a rough breakdown. Van chassis, $75,000. Solar system, $10,000. Tesla battery setup, $20,000. Interior build, $35,000. Appliances, $8,000. Labor, $25,000. And suddenly, you're looking at over $150,000. Now, some people hear that number and think it's insane. Why spend house money on a van? But others argue this actually saves money long-term. Think about traditional living costs, rent or mortgage, electricity, and water bills. Internet, furniture, property taxes, and constant maintenance. For many people, that adds up to thousands every month. Van life can dramatically reduce those expenses. Some people live comfortably spending less than half of what they paid living in cities. But it's not all perfect. You still have fuel costs, repairs, insurance, and campsite fees. And luxury vans can be very expensive to fix. But for many owners, the real value isn't financial. It's the lifestyle. The ability to wake up somewhere new whenever you want. That feeling is hard to put a price on. So after seeing everything, is this van actually better than a house? Let's find out. So after spending time inside this incredible machine, the big question still remains. Is a $150,000 Tesla camper van really better than owning a house? There's no denying the advantages. You get mobility, freedom, adventure, flexibility, and an experience most people only dream about. But there are sacrifices too. Limited space, constant movement, finding parking, maintenance problems, and eventually, some people miss having a permanent home. Van life isn't for everyone, but for creators, remote workers, travelers, and people chasing freedom, this lifestyle can be life-changing. Maybe the future of living isn't bigger houses. Maybe it's smarter living. Smaller spaces, more freedom, more experiences, and fewer things tying us down. This van isn't just transportation. It represents a completely different way of life. And whether you think it's genius or completely crazy, one thing is certain. You'll never look at camper vans the same way again. Would you live in a $150,000 Tesla camper van? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more insane luxury builds. We'll see you in the next one.